Okay, so yeah, this could be a new series me and QJ are going to be doing, where we coach each other on the games we're best at. So over on his channel at QJ, we'll be uploading Overwatch videos where I coach him, you know, tell him how to get better and all that. And on my channel, he'll be teaching me how to get better at Rocket League. We're going to do this every week, hopefully Mondays or Tuesdays. Maybe like 5 or 6 episodes maybe, and by the end of it we can hopefully see how we've actually improved from these. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy watching.
This is me, this is QJ, analysing Nungy's gameplays on his defences for the first episode of this series, and just seeing what he can do better, what he should have done, and what he needs to improve on really, and that's all. Enjoy.
Run from it, I don't wanna run from it.
Okay, so coming back on defense is good. You've got the boost. You're coming back to back pose, which is good. You've clipped it, it was unlucky. But here, you've seen that I've not got it, and you've seen that I've stopped. And going for this ball is good, but if you hit the ball, it would have been better. Taking it all the way across goal is not a good idea, but then trying to clear it with a pinch is alright if you would have done it properly. But everything else in this section here is good, except from when you miss the ball. Because as soon as you miss the ball, I think I can go, because I didn't know that you were, if proper comms was going, I would have went for it. But it is right for you to go for it. I should rotate back, stay post, but as soon as you missed it, I should have took it now instead of you, and you should have went up the pitch. So then when I cleared it, you might be able to redirect or something. But because if you've taken it here, you have to then take it across goal, and he attempts to try and get it, misses it. Which could have signed a goal, but other than that, everything's fine. This here, let's slow it down a little bit. So right here, you've already seen that I'm going for it pretty much. You've seen that I'm there waiting for it. You can see me in your camera view. So right here, it's just an instant rotate around me. So instead of going for the ball, which yeah, it is a good idea for you to go for the ball instead of me, you got momentum and everything. But because I'm already waiting for it, and if we weren't in comms, you would have been coming back post just in case I missed it. Because if I missed it, it's going to go under me or over me. You would then be ready to come and attack it. But as I'm already there waiting, you going for it would just not be a good idea at all. As if you went for it from here, actually, we'll watch from it. So he's coming down, you cutting me off now. If you missed it, and I've also missed it now, there's no one back. Yeah, you hit it, it worked. But it's all down to little things. If you missed it, it could have been anything. It could have been a goal, it could have just missed in any way. But I think I noticed that you went for it, so I went up, because how you would have cleared it would have been anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much that. With this, you're pushing it, which is good. But I'm already there, you can already see he's close to it, so you pushing this, you're already beat where I was in the air, because that's touch. So if you didn't do that touch, I wouldn't have been in that position of having to be there. I try and block it, you went for it when you shouldn't have. This, that's alright. You cleared it to corner, you went for boost. This, yeah, now you're pushing upfield because I'm there. Going behind me is probably not the best shout. This, yeah, rotating back, but getting closer when they're going to push. 100's good. Clearing it on the side, chasing it when you should probably left it for me because I was already there. Would have been smart. AFK, not a smart shout. Taking the 100, push up the pitch. Going for that, yep, backing up, that's good. Up the wall, smart, because you could have sent it to the backboard. This waiting for the touch, it's good. Luckily you put it quite far. This, unlucky you didn't beat the board, could have, but there's nothing wrong there, really, nothing happened. Staying close to this, that you probably could have, instead of just turning around completely, stayed to how you were and just try and fly towards you. Around. That's attacking. Right here for your defense. That was nice, pressure under it, so I didn't have all of his force pretty much. Then this clear, up the wall, around. Yeah, that's nice there. Just a nice quick clear. This waiting, you probably want to collect some pads instead of pushing up towards me. Now you put them with this. Yeah, back post is good there. Probably shoot Probably shouldn't have pushed that exactly there, or you get the 100. I should have probably went back, like, on goal, and you should have went up on the wall, because you've got 100, I've probably got barely any boost here. But I knew that you would go back to the goal, and I went up on the wall. And then here, you should always wait, because I'm already on backboard, so I can kind of clear this ball, make it so it just, he doesn't have a chance, and you can wait him. And then maybe even went to the corner, knowing that I would have passed it. But other than that, it's alright. You just need to know when to go with the ball when someone's already right there, pretty much. Because you see that I'm next to it, there's no point in committing to it. Unless you're in comms and they say go for it and they'll leave it. So if two people commit to the ball in twos and you both miss, it's more than likely a goal. Take the ball, you're staying with normal attacking things, doesn't really matter right now. That was stupid. Can't go back. No, it's not stops me. No, it's not stops me. So here, so you've turned around for no reason pretty much. You've gone already quite far up the pitch, fair enough, you waited for maybe a pass from me. I failed the pass, you could have came in for it, because you would have beat him. But that doesn't matter. And then you've noticed I bumped one, but there's two of them pretty much right next to the ball. So right here, it's just rotate back, you're not going to beat them. You can maybe go for a far rotate and go for corner boost, just in case they get a big clear, so then you've got 100 boost instead of about 50 you've got. Yeah, about 50, so you could go for 100, or you could just collect pads. You turn around here, in the distance you've got from the ball to how much he's got. Doesn't matter the touch he's going to get, however, you could have tried to go for the dunk, but because I'm here facing backwards, like backwards to our goal, it's just smarter for you to go straight back, because he's going to get the clear like he does. Even though it's not a good clear, you've missed it, and now it's just an open net for him to score on. And then there, even it up. But it's not a terrible thing, it's just knowing that you're last back. You're last back here, and yeah, I've bumped one, but you're never beating that person in any kind of race with him no boost, full boost, you full boost, anything. You're just not going to beat him. And if he was turning here, you could have probably still got it. Fake challenges are good sometimes, like this was a fake challenge, I can see that, but this, how far away you are from the goal, it wasn't the best idea to do it. You should just full went for it. Dodgy way to go for the 100 boosts. That's unlucky. It's a scene and you didn't expect it. Tried to get it on the way down and even see this here as well. So you've missed it. You tried to get the second touch there, but you miss it, and then there's no point in going for it again because I've rotated back. Like you've seen me go for the kickoff, and you can see me on the left hand side now going for 100. So at this point in time, I'm pretty much already behind you. So you missing that's fine, and then I'm going to 100% go for it, knowing that you've missed. And you messed me up there, but that's unlucky. You might not have. We're looking to play it like straight out with the two of them there, maybe just trying to wait for it or roll it around. Your pinch goal. Okay, that is unlucky. So I'm midfielder. So yeah, I should have left this for you, and I should have went back. But it's lucky I went for it because you missed it. But it just all comes into practice, getting better at areas, getting better at everything. Like, that would be more like an easier thing for you to hit, and you would have been happy to be hitting that too as well. Landing's perfect, pretty much. You landed all four wheels and perfectly drove back off. This quite far out, and you should have been in for that straight away. I know I'm next to it, but you should have been in for it to get a good clear. If you are into that now, that's going to round the wall. You might be able to chase it even more. But for me, I'm just going to keep clearing this back into you pretty much. And yeah, I stayed with it. I messed that up. Probably still could have went for it, but I took it anyway. Bad play for me, but it's because I didn't know if you had any boosts. Okay, yeah. Here, it's not really a defensive thing, but it kind of is because you're last man back. So you've really hesitated to go for that ball, even though you're not winning it. So your instant thing would have been to turn around. So it's either you've seen that this has been cleared, so it's either you commit to this, but with 30 boosts, there's no point in committing to it. But as soon as you see that he's jumped for it, your instinct is to instantly turn around and basically try and turn for this boost, maybe even this boost, but you don't have to because you'll be at like 54 boosts. So as soon as you've got this middle one, it's kind of turn into either this boost and get into that post, and then letting me on my way back to collect either the 100 or even the pads down here. And then even when you've got to here, because I don't think he gets a good touch, that you can turn around and go for it. Or you can even take a wider angle, but it's just that he's missed it. Because you would have been right on it pretty much from there. But yeah, other than that, everything's fine about that, but it's just you hesitating to going for the ball. So you turn around here, which probably isn't a smart move because you've only got 30 boosts. Grabbing the pad would have been nicer and going back, being on a wider, but because you've already turned, the best solution would have been of going back already because he's jumped. You're only got 30 boosts, and I'm not back anyway, so if it does go on target, I'm probably not saving it. But now you turn back, you wasted, or you haven't wasted, but you get your boost to get all the way back. Didn't pick a pad up, so it makes struggles for you to get that. They've missed it, which is lucky. Now you can collect your pads while I try and play the ball with a bit more boost. And you get 100. And then yeah, now you're fine. Now you want to sit midfield, push it as I'm coming back. That... I don't know if they should still do that.
Run from it, I don't wanna run from it, run from it.
So, good aerial from on the starters. Is smart to push this quick. Because you pushing this quick, yeah, he's not went up for it, whoever it is. He's not went up for it. There's that one there, he's not went up for it, but he's going for boost, I think. Yeah, he's gone for boost, he's going for ball as well. Don't think he got lucky hitting the ball. No, he did, he ended up hitting the ball. So yeah, going up for that first, but he ended up hitting the ball. This, don't really need to rush and hit it, as he's literally just went for it, got a really bad hit off the ball. He's not recovered nicely, so you don't really need to rush it. You could probably try and dribble it out instead of wasting all your boosts, or even leave it for me and you go for some pads to get more boosts if you don't have a lot of boosts. So you have two options. You can try and just dribble, like tap out, maybe even pass it to me towards middle, instead of boosting, rushing, and then missing the ball. With that on there anyway to help you. And then that there, I rushed it because I knew that you went out for 100 boosts. As I knew I got beat there, and then I tried, no, it wasn't even me, it was them two both rushing for it, so you getting kind of lucky there with them colliding. Good save. Okay, that's nice. Now right here, yeah, you could have stayed on the ball, but for clearing wise, it would have been better for me, as I've just hit the 100 up from that corner. I can now either dribble it, or take it up the wall and try and do something else. You coming in for it was smart in one way, because then you could have took it if I didn't get 100 boost, but as I got it, you needed boost, you've only got 6. So you could have got more pads, had more boost, and been in middle possibly for my pass. Because then you get like a really big touch on that, and then he rolls up the wall, and now I've got to turn around, go to goal, you've got no boost to work with here. This pads would have been better instead of 100. So going down this path to this boost, this boost, this boost, and then turning possibly. But if you had time, you could have went for the further back one and stuff, and then turning and waiting here, because I'm gonna insta turn pretty much. I'm gonna like wait on the wall or go on even like the roof. But now because you went for 100, because you went for the 100, you're on the same side of me. You're in like the same. So because you then went for the 100, you're in the same zone as me pretty much. You're in zone 2. Zone 1's goal, zone 2 here. You're in the same zone as me, so as you also committed for the ball, yeah, if you hit it, pinched it, went all the way around the goal, would have been nice, but I would have been a bit out of position then. And both of us kind of would, because it would have went around the goal, maybe give the other person a chance. Or if you hit it and it rolled and it just went over my head, and it rolled across goal, it wouldn't have been good. And then you ended up 50ing with me and winning the 50s, and it starts rolling across the goal. You missed that. He got unlucky because his teammate hit that quite hard and he missed it, which got lucky for us. But defending wise then, it would have been better if you rotate back in the net. You maybe even got a better player than me. I probably should have as well, and then it was a better player. Other than that, you did a couple things wrong, but easy to fix pretty much. I can definitely see improvements from you though, like. Aw, big! Ah, trash can. It's smart to leave that first time. Yeah, see, you're waiting for that pretty much instead of, this is good from you. So, instead of after this touch here, from them, instead of pushing it and trying to hit it back to our net, it's a good idea to leave it. You see that he's trying to go for a demo, he's trying to like stop him. I push that quick so you have less stress on you. They mess up, you're waiting already on net, so you got a good clear there. And then yeah, you could have banged that, I messed up. And, yeah, we're not focusing on that. Okay, this, you got no boost. Yeah, 100 smart, I was there. That, it's smart for the moment. Could have waited here. But because you've got momentum going on here, he could have got a good pass here, because went off the wall into middle. And as you've got momentum going, if that's went up and over your head really quick, you're way too far forward to even turn or do anything. But it comes out quite slow and you get a good clear pretty much almost. You could have maybe controlled it, took your time, like you didn't really have to bang it against the wall. You could have maybe stopped front post, knowing that he's not going to be able to get to it quickly. You could have stopped here, waited for the ball, and then got maybe more of a clear down the field towards where I am. Because you clearing it there, you've bounced off the wall, out from me, in from you. And then he's ready waiting for it, so he's now got a shot, but messes it up, luckily. Now here, smart to go back to goal. I was there waiting, but unlucky, should have probably been sitting more back post instead of middle of the goal. Because right here, you're not really protecting the backside. And knowing that I'm there, I've cleared it now. And now you've pushed it, even though I've cleared it out towards goal, which wasn't a good idea. You could have probably went in there and maybe played it around, and I could have left it. But because I was right next to it like that, you know, someone will play it, that could be me, could be anyone like in that position then. They were going to flip for it, definitely in your rank. They will flip for it, and they'll clear it towards middle. If you sat and waited back post, so instead of here, instead of trying to flip and wait, we've wasted a bit of boost, but that's because you turn around, you've got a bit of speed now, you're going supersonic. If you, instead of flipping here, trying to chase in the ball, and just stayed on the floor, so you came out of this, you cleared the ball, not that well. So instead of flipping here, using boost, you know I'm already in middle, so I'm going to chase the ball. For you to go around and take, so that pad's been taken, but then you can go around to get a little bit more boost, to taking this pad, and then this pad should show up at the point of time, and then sitting here. Because then if you're sitting here, when the ball gets to there, if he's somehow beat me at this point in time, like he almost did, because I got a very bad clear pretty much, because he's already waiting. If you waited here, if I would have cleared the ball straight across goal, you're in a bad position there, because the ball might go over your head because you can't react quick enough. But if you're also here, you can then start driving now and meet the person as he hits the ball wherever he does, or even get to the ball first before he does. Because like they clear it across, they've got it. I've got a not so good touch here, which happens sometimes. But because you're so far forward, you've left a wide amount of goal space, pretty much, to him till it. But if you were sitting here, you could meet the ball first, more than likely with your 50 boost, and it probably wouldn't have been a goal. But that's only a little thing, really. It's just making sure that you're in the right position on goal, as you would have been last man back from a bad touch from someone. That's how the goal ended up happening, really. That there, and it's happened a couple of times now, if you're just driving straight in goal, and you've boosted there, which was probably you deflected the boost, you're trying to make sure you're still going pretty quick, but right here, all you need to do really is a flip. You really need to waste boost, get back into, pick that pad up, you can use that pad, and you somehow use another 12, which isn't that much, but you don't really need to use it, it could have been saved. So you got 100 here, and you only don't really try and front flip as much, try and side flip, like diagonal, try and practice that, because if you diagonal, you won't mess up as much as a front flip or something like that. Or if you need to boost in your flip, you can actually boost without flipping and then boosting yourself on the ground, or having to flip, then wait to boost, and then boost after. So you want to try and side flip as much as possible. So when you've got that boost, instead of it driving into the goal, it is just sitting back post waiting. So I now went up the wall, and now if I miss this, you're here. He gets a pass off, his teammate's waiting for this pretty much. Unless he doesn't get a pass off or anything like that. Now that's gone over your head as well. This teammate, if he was sitting middle, bam, in the net easy. So you 100% should have been waiting more of the back post than anything there. Because anyone should have. So you should have waited literally there. Even if it's in that position, you can still get around to it or anything like that, or even get to anything backward, because you could have kept that up or something. And then even what happens here, I expected something different, and then went straight over your head. But no one's there, so they can capitalise on it. So higher ranks they would be. But I've seen it a lot. You have rotated to back post, which is smart all the time. It is smart in some cases it isn't. But most of the time it is smart, as I've now cleared the ball because I was on the ball. So going back post is smart, and I've seen you do that a lot of times, which is good. To rotate into back post again, that's nice. This here, you see me jump for it. I've pretty much cleared it, and I know you probably didn't see it, but I do land like smoothly on the wall. So I land pretty much perfectly to then recover from this. So you could have now went for 100 and then get ready for the clear up field. Because I've probably 100% got a decent clear on this. Yeah, like I would have cleared this downfield. But because you were there, and then hit the ball, I didn't really get a good clear, and now no one can follow up on it, because I've got probably minimum boost right now. There, 28. I've just picked the pad up, so I got lucky there. But if in this position you just went for the boost, so I know you don't really see it, but I get good save. I then jump off the roof, and because I'll have a better clear then from you just popping up, or because anything could have happened, and he could have tried to clear it back to his goal. Him getting that corner boost then leaves you on low boost and everything. But if you just went for the 100 boost, and even went down the field a little bit, get ready for my clear, I could then turn to midfield, you could went up the pitch, pass it in midfield, and we could have had a chance to score. As it would have been a 2-on-1. As he's getting back with no boost, as you took corner, I could have took mid or something, or you could then also took mid so you didn't have any boost, and I would have pads to then try and score a goal. And you just jump in there in that defensive play, just doesn't help anything. If you were trying to get a boomer, so here, if you were trying to boom it against the corner to bounce it back out, that could have been smart. But as you're literally just trying to, stop here with the chance of the opponent coming in and taking it off you, like clearing it downfield to his teammate, it wouldn't have been a good idea to stop there, because you see as his teammate's he's not up the field or anything like that. He's pretty much waiting. So you being there is bad, and you should just went for a boost and got up the field for a pass. Here, smart, yeah, you don't really need to get the 100, you've got about 70 now, so you don't have to waste boost to go get it. You know I'm next to the ball, I could try and pass it out to you, so you could have went more middle, but then it still works. Smart to go for it fast, you know, but Nemo, so I'm back. This, yeah, rotate now, back to defense, so it's back. You got bumped, so it was unlucky. Smart to go for it straight away. Also smart to try and go back as well. Unlucky. That is not a bad touch, but it's also not a good touch. Because you could have probably tried to flip into it to make sure it doesn't go up, and maybe it rolled around instead of bounced, because the bounce is kind of sharp. And then you coming out so far instead of trying to meet it, even though you're trying to demo you, which is unlucky. I will point this out. So here, it's not really a defensive thing, but there's no need to boost here. You've noticed that he's went up for it. And this is just making sure that you got a good amount of boost when you go back in defense. So you've missed it. You've noticed that the ones went up for it, he's hit it, and now he's spinning. And even if he gets good recovery, he's not really going to boom it or anything because it's going towards the wall. So unless he gets somehow a lucky pinch or something. But that's not really going to happen, so you boost in here instead of just flipping back. It's just wasting boost, and you waste like a good 20 of it. Which, if you now use 50 boost, 20 boost is good enough in defense. But it's lucky it doesn't turn into a defensive situation. Rotating in back pose then, which was good, if the situation is worse. Okay, it's nice he's backed out of it, but you're first man back pretty much here, so you should be pushing, you should have been pushing that pretty much a little bit more. So after he's played this, yeah, you turn around, it's nice, you boost him back, which is alright. Here, you can even try and meet him on the wall, or wait like you did. Waiting was alright, but you could have tried to maybe meet him at corner, like taking the corner boost, maybe even trying to meet in it more, because you see how if you were corner now, you would have beaten to the ball. And you would have 100 boost. But other than that, it's because you got a nice play, you still get the 100 boost if you need to go for it. Okay, defensive, right here. I've just almost cleared the ball, I haven't on backboard yet. I then come off backboard knowing that he's going to try and get a shot, which is not a good idea, because he ended up getting it higher. But right here, I know you're in ball cam, but you should know that I've came off this wall, and I'm probably going to be either centre of the goal, knowing that you've got barely any boost because you've only just came back, and ready to attack this ball that's bouncing in my direction of where my car's pointing. So you right here, you should have either went back post and sat here. Back post here would have been alright, just in case you got like a low touch, or either rotate all the way around and go out, because now if you're in the middle of the goal and I'm sitting there because of this touch that's just happened, like trying to go for it, you're now going to bump into me and I won't be able to go get it, and that's what happens. Which was lucky because he missed it. There could have been the two things you could have done really, like went back post here, which you almost did, or even go for that pad over there to get a little bit more boost because you're on 12 boost. So if you got one more pad, that pad would have been nice there. You could have even then turned around and get the ball, but because you came into where I was pretty much, and I know you couldn't see me because you were on ball cam, but it's like knowing where your teammates are. If you know where your teammates are, you'll be less likely to bump into them, less likely to double commit, less likely to leave the ball when you don't need to go for it. And that's one thing you want to start learning, is knowing where your teammate is if you can't see them. So as there, you didn't know I was until this point here, pretty much. You saw I'm on the wall, you've seen that I've jumped for it, you've seen that I've played it up, you've seen that I'm on the corner, and then I disappear here because you went into ball cam. Right here, you can either think I'm on backboard or I'm in goal. And you still don't see me, and as you're in this point now, you see that I'm not on backboard. So at this point, it's knowing that I'm in the goal and that you need to turn away, pretty much. And knowing that you don't need to go for the ball because that's what you were focusing on more. You're focusing on the ball there instead of where is your teammate. if you focus where your teammate was, you would know that he's able to get the ball. And then you could go get pads to get more boost for, like, say if they started attacking really quickly again. And this is just unnecessary boost wasting. You just use 12 boost to get 12 boost, and then use that 12 boost to get another 12 boost. Then use that 12 to get another 12 boost. So you've just literally wasted 3 pads for no reason. That's alright. Like, clearing that was alright. Like, you've tried to get the 50 there. Here you've got no boost still, which is bad. You get the boost. So right here now, you would be thinking clearing the ball could be a good idea, or knowing where I am, just getting the boost and rotating out. Because I happily would have went for this and got a better play than you did, because you played it cross net, which put me out of kind of position a little bit. Because I've now went front post to try and clear that one, because you then could have came out more. And maybe, if I cleared this, it would have bounced off the wall, possibly. Bounced off the wall, went maybe off this wall, and come into the middle. And as his teammate is nowhere to be seen, oh no, his teammate's here, he could have tried to commit for it, missed it, or committed for it here, and you could have rotated out behind me, came back in like this, pretty much, but waiting for his touch. His teammate would have been out of position, I would have been in corner pretty much, and if you cleared it to corner again, I could then clear it out. But because you went for this, it pretty much put the ball into middle, and it's lucky that no one was sitting middle waiting for it. But it does work in lower ranks possibly, but higher ranks or high level games, doing that, there would be someone waiting middle. Definitely in threes. If it was in threes, that would have been a terrible move to do for someone who would be waiting for that.
Hey, run from it. I don't wanna run from it. Run from it.
And as you're coming back, here, instead of being so far out, you've got 100 already. There's no need to be so far out. And as I'm last back and I'm not in a good position, you should be rotating towards the middle. Because then if you were more middle now, instead of getting that 100 boost, you're in a better position to hit this ball, which then they can score. Like, we just come in now, like you've got 89 boost, you don't need any more really. If you even got a pad, you would have enough. Get one pad and you'll be in the middle of the goal waiting for the ball. But because you go so far out, you've got another pad, you use your boost, and then he beat you because he's closer to the ball. It's bad that I missed the ball, but a teammate would do that in your rank anyway, they would miss the ball. Here, you could try and commit to it as quickly as possible, you got 23 boosts that can make it in a time, but then you waste a little bit of the boost trying to go for it, and then just never really went for it. Knowing that he's going to go for it as he's there, you've done your kick off, you've got a pad here, yeah I've missed it, yeah you could have turned around if I hit it, but it would have been a better idea to at this point just collected the pad that you did, which was that one, even collecting this pad and then turn around because you'd have a lot more boost. And as he's in a better position, you wouldn't know that if you weren't really paying attention to position and stuff, that he pushed up as well. And I think he also had 100 as well because he went for corner. So he's got that boost advantage and he's also got the position advantage on the ball. So you could have attempted to fully go for it here, to try and flip him into it using all your boost and stuff, but then you don't. You kind of stop boosting, hesitate, and then now he's beat you to the ball and he's got a shot on goal. You could have went for, like I said, the back boost. You would have then been able to see his touch. He could have then either tried to dribble it, which means you would turn quick, go for it, or if you went for the same thing you did here, you would be able to save it and clear it to corner and get 100 boost in attack. It would have been the better move. Like, even trying to fully attack that wouldn't have been a good move. But because you tried it, attacking it would have been maybe smart. Straight away instead of hesitating. Okay. Smart, you're sitting back post, you're waiting for it. Smart. But as I've went for kickoff and you're first man in defence pretty much, I'm now pretty much behind you, so you can now push up a bit closer, like trying to at least attack the ball. Like maybe to front post at least. And you start doing it, but then at this point, you're kind of too close to the ball to even try and attempt to go for it pretty much. If you try this, yeah, you might hit it if you're a little bit higher level, bit of higher rank, you know, but as I'm sitting here behind already, I've got a better position to go for this. You could have maybe even went up the pitch on the wing to get a pass or to get ready for the ball to then clear up, like even more, maybe even score, do anything here. Because if you go for this now, more than likely you're going to miss it. The ball's travelling quite quick. You attempting to go in for this. I'm already off the floor. You're not even off the floor. He's probably going to beat you to it. But if you would have just rotated around, waited here, I've gotten the clear down here. You'll be then able to clear the ball down the field more, or even catch it, dribble it, score, or even pass it middle towards me. Yeah, I miss it too, and I think you hit it, or block it. If I was a better player, more than likely would have hit it. But I think I noticed, if I go to my cam, I think I noticed you going for it. So I'm here like, okay, I'm going to go for it, end up missing it, but I also noticed that you were going for it. And right at this point here, I'm like, okay, he's not even jumped for it, you've jumped for it, so you should beat him towards it. So this is my brain thinking, like a better player. So I'm like, okay, if I clear this, you're going to be out of position, and I'm going to have to do everything by myself, pretty much. If I leave it, I try and be smart to then go back to net. That's what I do. So now knowing that you're out of position, and if I fully committed that and missed it completely, I would be out of position, and that would be a free shot on net, pretty much. So then I wait, click the pad to get a little bit more boost, to get the clear, and then he hits over me, which is fine. Smart, it's good there. You're sitting your first man in defence here, waiting to see if he does get a touch. He doesn't. So right, waiting here, smart. Your first man back. He hits it against the backboard. Doesn't look like he's getting the backboard shot, and then you clear it nicely to the corner. Stupidest things you don't have to do this, and then you just clear it out, which is nice. Okay, here's smart to get back quick. Going for pads might have been a better idea, but 100 knowing, yeah, I'm back, I can maybe clear this as I'm a good player. Don't need to go up for that. Yeah, we're playing casual here and stuff, but if it was a proper game, going up for that's just kind of stupid. We could have got a pinch, anything could have happened, you know, you could get lucky and stuff, but going for that in like a higher ranked game, you just wasted 100 boosts to gain nothing pretty much. Because I've already cleared it. When in fact you could maybe grab the mid boost, notice that I was back in defence and I'm going to clear it and maybe meet me there, so then you could clear it to the other side. That was unlucky. The only thing I would say differently for this, yeah, you turn around. You need to, you're going forwards a little bit, like hesitantly, like you know that something might go wrong here. Like you've spun around, and then here you could have stopped here and just thought, okay, yeah, my teammate's getting contested here. He could lose the 50, and he could win it. You still being on here with 88 boost, and his teammate somewhere on the left side of the field, as you know, because you can't see him. He's not anywhere near goal or anything, and he's on the left side of the field. So you know that if I win the 50, and it comes a little bit into the middle, you could win it from even being at this position here. Or if I lose it, you still creeping forwards ever so slightly, the ball could fly over your head. And now you're already driving forward, so you've got the momentum going forward. So if you instead of you've boosted forwards and not really tilted your car up enough, and that's why it goes over your head. Like if you were standing still at this position, like even if you're standing still like there, you more than likely would have saved the ball. But because you've got the momentum going forwards and you haven't got the quick enough reactions for you to notice that the ball's it's still kind of going up a little bit, and you haven't tilted your car up enough, the ball goes over your head. That's unlucky. That you don't need to go for. It's pretty much double committing. You can see I'm on the screen. You can see I'm there. If it was in comms, maybe you'd say I'm going for it, and I would rotate back. But if it was a teammate you're not in comms with, you just wouldn't go for that. You could see that he's going. If you take your teammate as a person, and you don't want to get in his personal space when the ball comes in his space, that's kind of what you want to think about. Like if your teammate looks like he's going for it, going to the ball or staying like near the ball where it's gonna like come, you kind of just want to leave them to it, because if you commit to that, you both miss it, like I think we both did here. It then leaves the ball for an open there for everything. But if you rotate it around, you can maybe meet the ball on the backboard, if it rolls up, I think it does, doesn't it? You could have meted it there and cleared it. But because you committed with me, yeah, you would have got a better clear and everything, but I could have maybe got a 50 here. Like right there, didn't know that he was going to hit it down, but I could have got like 50 right here, which stalemated the ball, and you could have went flying past it. Or I could have got 50 and it could have went to the left or the right or anything. But if you would have literally went around me, pretty much, like, I'll show you exactly. So he's got up for it, and you've got the 100. Wherever you are, you're on the wall. Okay. So you've got the 100 now, and now your idea is just literally to rotate around me, pretty much. Because now if he gets the ball past me, you'll be at least in this position about here. And if you didn't get a pinch or anything, or if you were here now, yeah, you might be going for the demo or something. The ball rolls up, and it comes out, you would then meet it here. And then clear it, which would have made it easier for both of us. And then this happens. Can't remember exactly what happens, but I don't think it's good on this one, or I think I clear it. So now, you've got, I think, more boost than me. No, we've got about even boost. But at this point, it's just, one of us would call it out in a normal game, but for you, if you know that the other person's better, like if the other person seems better in the game and more consistent in the air, you would leave it for him, possibly. Knowing that if he's ball chasey or if he's not, you would leave that ball for him and just stay back post, just in case he misses it. And you can already see if you, maybe you might not have like reaction speeds of like insane, but you can already tell that I'm off the floor. So right here, you could have seen that I'm off the floor and already fly and just left it and just jumped, double jumped and went straight back to goal, like went into the goal and just turned around. Here, you've noticed I'm already halfway up, I'm going to beat you to the ball anyway. Could have just, right here you could have bailed still. And you would have been in a better position than you were after I hit the ball and you started flying. But you get the 100 boost, they run away, and we try to score here. Okay, so after that miss, you want to start rotating back, but it's always rotating back, definitely if it's on one side to the other side. Always, so if they took that boost there, you want to flip to this boost, and then depending on what the situation is, this boost could have been a smart idea, and then even this boost, and then turning around, knowing that I've cleared the ball. So then, at this point, you could have pressured it comes down here, beat him to the ball, and it would have been a clear shot. I would be able to then grab that boost and come up the pitch. Or, I think how you ended up doing, which was smart, this boost, and I think you went for that boost, which could be a good idea, or you could even go this boost, and then turn in just in case, because then you'll have a little bit more boost, depending on the situation. If you knew that you had to get back quick, it would have been better to go for this one, so then you're at the back post a little bit more, instead of going for the mid one, which then makes you front post, but it's alright as I've getting 100 and I can come to basically the front post, but then still defend the whole rest of the goal. But it's always better, but you could push this, I don't know what you do now, but pushing this could be smart. But I'm already there, and then you can push this, which is nice. I think that almost turns into a goal or goes. But see, you notice in this little defensive bit here, you notice how valuable this was. So when we get all the clears out and stuff, but you notice how when they try and clear the ball back in, notice how when I clear the ball out a little bit and you're there to help me, this little support ends up turning us into a goal because you're able to clear the ball further out. And if that happens all the time, say if you cleared the ball from goal when I was on the wall, I'd then be able to clear the ball either back to middle for you or clear the ball out even more, which makes you not be able to clear the ball, keep clearing the ball in and in and in, robbing our boost and just keeps their loop going in over and over again, and we just have no boost to keep defending. So usually passing the ball out, like we pretty much did there, It's the best example. But like, if you hit this ball here, you're just clearing it to no one really. But because I hit this here, a bit more out into the middle, knowing that no one else is there, because he's gone all the way back and I beat him, gives you the chance now to push the ball, beat him to the ball, which then puts us in almost a position for you to score, but also a position that the ball bounces up to like higher up, or it could have rolled up or anything like that and I could have dropped it down for you. But that happens and then I score, which is good. It's just clearing the ball out helps, as long as they don't clear it back in pretty much. It's smart, so you've come up, okay, now you've noticed that I've got a bad shot at this point in time, so now, you notice that I'm going around you, I'm going to be collecting pads on the way back. You've got 23 boosts, and you used pretty much all of it almost, because 8 boosts ain't going to do anything for you, to get back. At this point, you should notice that I'll leave the ball because Jaden's in front of me, or your teammates in front of me, or whoever it is in front of you, and probably have got boosts and they're going to get a better clear here. They're going to have to clear upfield, while you're only going to have to clear to corner and put more pressure on yourself, with no boost, and everything. So this, you just collect the pads, and maybe even go for 100 boosts quickly to have boosts on the next attack. Because you now doing that, you've got 20 boosts, you're in the net, and if they somehow clear that ball up, you would have nothing. And you've now wasted more boosts then to get to that ball, because you got 100, which is alright. Like, it would have been better just for you in that point of this defending start. Like, you've noticed I've went around you. Your idea now, you've seen me, you're trying to get back, is instead of wasting like all that boost, you know that I'm basically first man back now. I'm going to turn instantly, I'm going to try and clear the ball. Your idea is to collect pads and be second man back. So if I end up just 50 in the ball, you can then clear it after, or if I end up not clearing the ball good enough, you can then follow it up. Or if I clear the ball towards, you can then follow it up to clear it out, like I've just said, that passing plays out of net work like a dream. You can end up countering on goals really easily from that, because then they can't put more pressure on you and just keep putting the ball in. So your idea would be collect pads as you're on low boost, and really defending this would only be clearing it to corner and putting more pressure on yourself.
Alright, cool. So that's going to be the first episode of this new coaching series me and Jaden doing. Next episode's going to be focused more on the attacking, so power shots, accuracies, aerials, dribbling, all that. Let us know if this helped you out in any way, if you did watch it more for the coaching and the actual, games. But yeah, thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Run from it, I don't wanna run from it, run from it, I don't wanna run from it, run from it, I don't wanna run from it, run from it, I don't wanna run from it, yeah.